What's going on, you guys? How's it going this morning? It's David here. I guess let's check and see what time it is real quick. It is 8:55. I was just kind of hanging out watching YouTube, comedians and hecklers and stuff, But I wanted to come out here and make a video real quick. And this morning was really awesome. The ending was pretty good. Not the ending of the morning, but the ending of the getting the kids off to school and stuff like that. But last night went a little weird. Hazley told us at 9:45. I have a project due. I have to do this, and this. Honey, that would be something you would start in the morning instead of sitting around watching TV or reading a book. You would start that in the morning. You wouldn't start that at 9 o'clock at night. It's not 9, Dad. You're right. And I looked at the clock and it was 9:47. I said, you're right, it's 9:45. So it's almost 10. And she has to build a musical instrument. And I'm ready for bed, right? Pardon me, sorry. Got the itchies. I'm ready for bed. I'm laying down, closing my eyes, and I hear tum, 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 tum. She takes something off my desk, which is not there now, but it's about a 1/2-inch wooden dowel that's 9 inches, 10 inches long, and she's up there beating on glasses with water on them, in them. Okay, I think I got it, Dad. This is about 10, and then she goes to the computer, and I said, okay, honey, you've got 5 minutes to get done. And she's like, the computer won't work. I'm like, well, stop talking about it and just get it done. You've got 4 minutes and 12 seconds left. Got fuzzies, sorry. I think that's a fuzzy. Hope it is. So time goes on, and her 5 minutes is up, and I said, okay, so are you ready for bed yet? She's like, Dad, just give me 1 more minute. I'm like, okay, you've got 1 minute. So she goes, at the end of 1 minute, instead of continuing to work on her thing, I mean, I can tell at this point that she's stressed out and stuff like that. So I try to relieve her stress by saying these words that are at the end of her 1 minute. She's like, Dad, it's 1 minute, and it's not enough time. I said, I didn't set it for 1 minute, honey. I set it for 10, because I can tell you're stressed. So she gets back to work, and at the end of 10 minutes, she's still not done, and I just decide to keep my mouth shut. She's working hard, and obviously, during this time, instead of just being all about, I've got to finish this, because if I don't do it, I'm going to get an F, and I'm going to fail, and I'm going to have to repeat the 8th grade, and this, and this, and this, she chooses to, play around up there and boss people around when they're not doing exactly what she wants. Or if somebody moves in the wrong direction, don't look at them, only worry about your project that you've known about for 12 hours that you say. And I'm going to email our teacher today and find out when this assignment was due and when this assignment was assigned. Because if it was assigned yesterday and she's failed to mention it for 17 hours at this time, and she chooses at the last minute, then that's a problem. If it was assigned yesterday and say her partner was supposed to be over here, or she was supposed to go to her partner's house or whatever and figure it out, then that's something you need to tell us about. This isn't something at 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night at this point that you need to start flipping out about. But anyhow, this morning went okay. She woke up good, and usually when she wakes up good, this is how it goes. Last night she asked if she could sleep in the living room. And I said, okay, where's Avalon sleeping? She said, well, she's going to sleep in her room. I said, okay. So Avalon comes down and she says, "Good night, Daddy, I love you." I said, "I love you, baby, have an amazing night." And in the morning she comes down and, well, actually I sent Ashley up to make sure everybody's awake. And Avalon was the first one down. And I said, "Come here, Avalon, I need to tell you something." And I don't do it often enough, but, maybe once every other day. And she said, "Okay." And she walks over and I said, "I love you, baby." And I stood up and I gave her a big hug and said, "I hope you have an amazing day today at school, but here's what I need you to do. It's 5:45, you have an hour to get ready, okay?" She goes, "I know." I said, "You have an hour, I need you to be ready to go at 7 o'clock. She goes, "Okay, Dad." I said, "During that time, I need you to make sure that Hazley does not fall asleep, because Hazley makes you late, and that's not okay with me." She's like, "It's okay with me though, Dad." I know it is, but it's not okay with me. You can't be late to school. Okay. Well, then Hazley comes down, and she's like, just kind of in a grumpy mood. And I understand why, because she fell asleep at 10 o'clock and instead of her normal bedtime, and didn't get as much sleep as she should have, maybe. She got like 8 hours of sleep instead of the 15 that she thinks teenagers need. And the morning progresses, and I hear her yelling at something upstairs, or someone. She's, "I hate your guts," that kind of stuff. And I'm like, "What are you talking about, Hazley? What's going on?" She's like, "The dog." I'm like, "Hey, dude, the dog has, just get ready to go. That's your main objective right now." And, the morning continues, and she's in a really grumpy mood. So I'm, trying to kind of not relieve myself, not, pardon me, I don't want to say stay out of it, but just try to disconnect from her situation so that Avalon stays in a good mood. Because if I'm in a good mood and Hazley's in a, or if Avalon's in a good mood and I'm in a good mood, Hazley will sometimes come towards us instead of staying where she's at. And I think at the end of the morning, when they were given a ride to school, which is not a normal thing when it's warm outside. They usually walk because, we only live, a quarter mile away from school or something. But they left in a good mood. But Hazley's grumpiness really affected the whole dynamic this morning. And I'm going to try to talk to her about that tonight. Hey, you got a goal. You need to meet your own goals. If that's your goal, to go to school. And if your goal is to not go to school, make sure you don't. Just find a way to get Ipecac or something. And if you don't know what that is, it's a chemical that makes you vomit violently. Your entire stomach contents out in a second. But anyhow, I just wanted to talk about that. Other than that, though, it's been an amazing morning. It's been super. Joey's still asleep. That's my only problem. I want to wake him up and pick on him, but I'm not going to do that because I'm such a nice dad. Just ask me, I'll tell you. And that's it. I want to find my knife. I have a pocket knife over here somewhere. I was trying to open something earlier and I couldn't because my pocket knife wasn't where I put it. And it's not like easily accessible. It's in a box. It's brand new, so it's in a box, wrapped up with tape around it, and then tied. And I know that I had one of the kids put it somewhere where the other kids couldn't touch it, the smaller kids. I had Ashley, I think, put it up. And it's probably in her, like up in her closet or something. But and it's Joseph's knife. And of course I'm not going to give the 4-year-old a knife when he's 4, but, you know, I figured I'll buy it for him now. But anyhow, I just wanted to talk about that real quick, just because it kind of ticked me off this morning, because it started everybody off in a bad spot, you know. Kind of puts everybody in a grumpy mood to start the day, and it's really hard when you start from grumpy. It's hard to go to good. So I've luckily been able to today. My sister says she's coming tomorrow. Yeah, it's Thursday. My sister's gonna be coming tomorrow, and I always enjoy seeing my sister. I enjoy seeing all my siblings, actually. Well, most of them. My brother's just kind of a hairy. My brother's just kind of a dork. Just kidding. I'm gonna find clippers. I can't find them. I'm gonna order some today, I think. I want clippers that attach to a vacuum so that I don't know. I'm just talking, I guess. I have to cover this incision, which is a feeding tube, which I'm not gonna lift my shirt up or so. My feeding tube, which I take some meds in, baking soda, some other stuff. I have to cover the hole that goes into my stomach and intestine in, so that it's not getting water in it. And I don't have any of those patches. Oh, there we go, finally. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and please make sure you go to bed today. Better every day, and smile as much as you possibly can. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I love you guys.